All right, we're excited to be back. First TESPN podcast of 2022. And we're really excited to be joined by William Hoffler, who just last weekend put up a new school record. So, Will, first question, I guess, actually, just can you say for folks watching this what the event was and what time you ran?
Well, it was the 300-meter dash, and I ran a 36.39.
Nice. And so he broke a record that I think had been there for at least, I don't know how long.
It was like 5 or 6
5 or 6 years, yeah. So shout out to Evan Tallheimer, previous record holder. Sorry your record got taken, but records are made to be broken.
All right, so going into this race, particularly this event, did you think, like in practice, have you beaten the record before, and were you thinking like, all right, I think this is did you think that you had a good shot of breaking the record going into the event?
My goal for the weekend was to break the record. Throughout the season, I've progressively gotten faster, so at this meet I thought I was going to be able to do it, and I did. So.
Okay.
And we should say that was at VMI, right, at the indoor facility there. Will, I also wanted to ask you, you're a 10th grader, but new here to Trinity this year as a transfer student. Just how's the transition been coming from where you were last year, and just what have been some of the things you've enjoyed about being a Titan?
It started off pretty rough. Like, it was new. Like, I've never been to a new school, so it was like hard to get used to it. But I finally found a groove to get into, and it's been going well so far.
That's good. Well, as your history teacher, I've enjoyed having you in class. You're doing a nice job.
All right, so given that you're new at the school, you're obviously new to this track team as well. So would it have been like some kind of, I don't know, are there any teammates you want to talk about, how they kind of accepted you, mentored you a little bit, and gotten you to help you get into that groove you talked about this season?
Probably Drew. He's really helped out, pushed me. Drew, Ty, Lily, they're all captains, and they've all helped me get to the point where I am. And I'd also like to thank my coaches, Kendrick, Anna, and
all the coaches, man. All the coaches do everything. No, it's cool. All right, so Will, last question for me. So that was that your first meet?
That was our third meet.
Okay, sorry, my bad. Things got over break and stuff, got a little hazy. But so you broke in the 300 record now. What's next? Maybe tell us what other events you run, other goals that you have to try and accomplish this indoor track season.
The other event I run is the 55, but I don't think this year I'll be able to break the record. But our 4x2 team, that's something that record is achievable.
Awesome.
All right, well, great. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to come talk with us for a few minutes, and we'll be looking forward to see how you do for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Will. Good job, man. Senior basketball player DJ Covington, give us a little perspective on what's been going on with boys basketball, and also we're hopefully going to look ahead to upcoming games as well. So, DJ, the first thing I just wanted to ask you is, I know basketball team played tournament at I think Highland Springs right over the Christmas period, but then had, I believe it was 4 games canceled between, there was snow and then there was some COVID issues with the Stewart tournament that ended up not happening. So you all end up having, I think, at least a 2-week period right in the middle of the season of playing no games. Just what was that like to have, be excited to play, get back in the court, and then not get to play? Do you feel like that just affected the rhythm of things?
Oh yeah, for sure. We went from practicing for no mass, full contact, to a point where we only had 6 players during that week, and so literally everyone had their own basket. And because of COVID, we had to stay at our own basket most of the practice. So not everybody was there. Not even half our team was there for our practice. So it was definitely frustrating, just because, like I said, we had gone off the Highland Springs tournament on a high note. We won the last 2 games convincingly, and so we were trying to get ready to go and try to get a win streak going. But then, kind of the fact that 4 games got canceled, it was It's unfortunate.
It is, and I think that was just, I mean, with no disrespect to those opponents, but it looked like a time when we could really build some momentum with some very winnable games.
Yeah.
And also sounds eerily similar to what we had to do at times last winter, which was quite frustrating for everybody.
All right, DJ, being probably the oldest player on the team, longest tenured player in the program.
Yeah.
This first time because of COVID, being able to go out and play St. Chris in varsity, you know, I just want to speak on, like, is this game feeling any different than other games, or what's your mindset heading into this one?
It definitely feels different just because, I mean, I've heard, like, people from, like, St. Chris talking and everything like that. It's definitely different because it's a rival, you know? Like I said, due to COVID last year, we got to play them, but it was an empty gym. It was basically a scrimmage, and we played them twice. But it's definitely different going in now. It's definitely a game we want to get because, you know, we definitely get up a win in the standings for the prep. But I'm excited just because even though it's still kind of COVID restricted when it comes to spectators, we still have spectators, which is good. So I think it'd definitely be fun, for sure.
And what do you think's just the key for this team with a lot of games, you know, assuming we don't get too much snow and assuming, you know, everyone stays healthy and things like that. And I think it's a really busy period coming up with home St. Chris on Friday, I think at Episcopal Saturday, and then we go on, you know, with a busy week next week as well with some league games. I think Stab's coming up, Collegiate's coming up, so you're really into the thick of the prep league schedule. Just what do you think the key for this team is to achieve success and continue to build toward your goals?
I think having a sense of urgency and being able to be consistent. I think we've had stretches in games where we've played some good teams where we've, like for those 10 minutes, we've had like one of our best stretches of the year. But it's got to be consistent. We had another tournament in December, an Atlantic Shores tournament where we played Catholic, who we played previously in the Travis tournament.
Right.
And I think that whole game we played great up until the fourth quarter, and we ended up losing by 1 point, which it sucked because throughout the game, most of the game we led, and so we had to put a full game together. I feel like we've had stretches where we've played really great, and it's worked with some teams, but if we want to be good teams, especially in the prep league, we have to be consistent. It has to be a full game. I feel like we haven't put a full game out yet, and if we start off tomorrow against St. Chris, it's definitely a good step.
All right, so earlier we talked about how your season kind of got a little turbulence with all the COVID stuff going on, you know, being one of the best players in the city. How's it been able to, like, rein in kind of your team to make sure that they're still, you know, focused and ready to go whenever the time comes?
It's not bad. It's just I think everyone's kind of anxious, so they're like, you know, that's like we want to play, get it going, and so it's kind of hard to be like, hey guys, like we gotta settle down, we gotta keep working just because our games are canceled and stuff like that.
Okay.
But we're definitely excited to get back on the court. But it's definitely some like patience, and we have to be able to keep working throughout everything.
For sure.
Well, thanks, DJ. Good luck tomorrow. Trinity St. Chris, always one of the great rivalries in Richmond basketball and athletics in general. TESPN will be there broadcasting. I'll be joined by our own version of Dickie V, Jack Toscano with the color commentary, so looking forward to that. And I think it should be a great game. It always is when these two old rivals get together, so tune in tomorrow, or as we tape this on Thursday morning. By the time you see it, it may be Friday, but tune in Friday, January 14th, 7:15, Essex Athletic Center, Saints of St. Christopher's, Battle of the Titans of Trinity. Can't wait. Good luck, DJ.
Appreciate it.
Go out there, get that